Dedication, author's note, and introduction of Ayesha, the return of she. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Dedication. My dear Lang, the appointed years alas, how many of them are gone by, leaving Ayesha lovely and loving and ourselves alive. As it was promised in the caves of Kor, she has returned again. To you, therefore, who accepted the first, I offer this further history of one of the various incarnations of that immortal. My hope is that after you have read her record, notwithstanding her subtleties and sins and the shortcomings of her chronicler, no easy office, that you may continue to wear your chain of loyalty to Our Lady Ayesha. Such, I confess, is still the fate of your old friend, H. Rider Haggard, Ditchingham, 1905. Author's note. Not with a view of conciliating those readers who on principle object to sequels, but as a matter of fact, the author wishes to say that he does not so regard this book. Rather does he venture to ask that it should be considered as the conclusion of an imaginative tragedy, if he may so call it, whereof one half has already been published. This conclusion it was always his desire to write, should he be destined to live through those many years which, in obedience to his original design, must be allowed to lapse between the events of the first and the second parts of the romance. In response to many inquiries, he may add that the name Ayesha, which since the days of the Prophet Mahomet, who had a wife so called, and perhaps before them, has been common in the East, should be pronounced Ayesha. Introduction. Verily and indeed, it is the unexpected that happens. Probably if there was one person upon the earth from whom the editor of this, and of a certain previous history, did not expect to hear again, that person was Ludwig Horace Holly. This, too, for a good reason, he believed him to have taken his departure from the earth. When Mr. Holly last wrote, many, many years ago, it was to transmit the manuscript of She, and to announce that he and his ward, Leo Vincey, the beloved of the divine Ayesha, are about to travel to Central Asia in the hope, I suppose, that there she would fulfill her promise and appear to them again. Often I have wondered, idly enough, what happened to them there, whether they were dead, or perhaps droning their lives away as monks in some Tibetan lamasery, or studying magic and practicing asceticism under the tuition of the Eastern masters, trusting that thus they would build a bridge by which they might pass to the side of their adored immortal. Now at length, when I had not thought of them for months, without a single warning sign, out of the blue as it were, comes the answer to these wonderings. To think, only to think, that I, the editor aforesaid, from its appearance suspecting something quite familiar and without interest, pushed aside that dingy, unregistered, brown paper.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?